Poor Amaker a couple of months ago up in Ann Arbor, Michigan. He was looking forward to the season, but now it makes you wonder if that program still has bottomed out yet.
I mean, one thing, they're playing a lot better.
1-point lead for for Ohio State.
Zone defense right now by the Cardinals. It's like a 1-2-2. They're matching up out of it. Good pass inside.
Williams underneath.
Oh, good block.
Snuffed out by D'Artez. Kendall D'Artez with the help defense. Now Brian Northern. Kick ball against the Buckeyes. Shot clock reset. But boy, Kendall D'Artez, the 6'10 junior, with a nice snuff.
Look at this from the backside. Good job. Once again, you could see the movement of Zach Williams right there. He really is a close to the basket type of player. He's got to get it up much quicker, like Stone just did and missed.
Stone now 0 for 5 from the field. He still hasn't scored in the ballgame. Wow. That pretty much tells the story, Larry. Stone is 0 for 5 from the field. Gaines 0 for 4. That explains their struggles offensively.
And consider this. This is their two best scorers. Both of these guys came into this game averaging 18 a game.
Darby inbounding against the pressure. Williams provides the relief. Here's Sylvester. It's picked up by Gaines.
Good defensive work by Louisville that time.
Northern for 3, just like you did in the Kentucky victory. Brian Northern, the former walk-on, coming off the bench and sparking the Cardinals.
Louisville starting to make a run now.
And they get the pick. Get the turnover off the full court press.
Now the defense has picked up 2 turnovers.
Gaines for 3, comes up short. D'Artez inside, he's fouled. And Kendall D'Artez, who Rick Pitino has singled out over the last week as being one of the team's most improved players, will go to the strike and try and cut the lead to 7.
For Rick Pitino right now, what has gotten his team in gear have been 2 good defensive plays. One on the full court pressure on the steal by Gaines underneath, then the pickup on the other end, allowing D'Artez to get to the line. Their defense creates so many opportunities for them.
This place not an easy place for visiting teams to get a win. And Louisville last year winning just 3 road games. Rick Pitino said we didn't have talent last year. We didn't win last year because we were mentally weak. We just didn't have talent to win against good teams on the road. But this year we have the talent. He has higher expectations for road victories this year. D'Artez with a second of 2 on the way. Here comes the press.
Absolutely. Darby's got it. They got numbers.
It's a 3-on-1. Darby,
they lose it.
Turns it over. And here comes Louisville. Gaines fouled by Darby.
3 consecutive trips now by Ohio State, and they've coughed it up on every occasion.
That's his second personal foul, team's second foul.
If the Cardinals get something out of this, that will be 3 straight possessions they have scored off of that turnover.
Ohio State with 2 fouls, Louisville with 5.5. Look at the turnover story. Louisville turning it around.
Both clubs did a nice job in the first half of taking care of the ball. Not so far for Ohio State in the second half.
D'Artez rising up and nailing the jumper. And here come Louisville, down by just 5. Doesn't take much for them to detonate. Bruce Cheatham trying to inbound. Barely got it in before the 5-second count. Jim O'Brien wants to slow this thing down a little bit. The tempo starting to sway in favor of Louisville.
Well, looks like Rick Pitino opened up that magic bottle at halftime, and he's got his club playing the way they are supposed to play.
Just like against Kentucky a week ago. They trailed early in the ballgame, Larry, and had Garcia and Taekwon Dean, the freshman, hit some big shots, and Marvin Stone hitting some big ones in a double-digit performance. He had 16 to go along with a half-dozen rebounds as Louisville snapped a 3-game losing streak against Kentucky. That victory especially sweet for the transfer Marvin Stone.
Well, what's gotten them going in the second half here, and I just mentioned, is the fact that their defense has been very tough, and they're on an 11-2 run, and they've done most of that with their defense.
Ohio State inbounding from half court. They're going to walk Connolly, Sean Connolly, over to the Ohio State bench, pointing out his shoe. Something's wrong with his shoe, or
either that or he has some blood on his leg.
We're here at the Schottenstein Center, Columbus, Ohio. Louisville at a Conference USA on a 6-game winning streak, taking on Ohio State out of the Big Ten in the midst of 7 consecutive wins here at home. I'm Mark Jones along with Larry Connolly. Ohio State jumped out to an early lead. Louisville shot just 23% in the first half. Here's Zach Williams. Radinovich gets the rebound off the miss. Trying to make a little room for himself underneath and got the foul on the shot.
You know, it's not a good idea if you're 7 feet to put the ball on the floor when you've got it underneath the basket. Just simply take it up and power the ball up. Radinovich is going to get a chance with a couple of free throws here, but he had a chance for a 3-point play if he could have just simply forced his way up to the basket. Only 1 of 5 so far today from the field goals.
First of 2 is good as Connolly checks back into the ball game, and Jernigan will sit down. This is as close as the Cardinals have been in a long time. Louisville, the first of 3 of their next 4 on the road here today.
Mark, it's really a clash of wills. Who's going to control the basketball game? The first half, it was all Ohio State. In this second half, it's been Louisville that's controlled the game.
Lead back up to 7. Stone hasn't scored today. D'Artez has, and does again.
Harvey Stone with a nice pass.
Darby on the press break. Nice ball fake.
Stone backed on. He thought the pass was going to make it, and Darby had an easy layup.
Right, Northern back at you for 3.
Here they come.
You have to credit Northern with igniting Louisville.
This lineup has been really good for Louisville in the second half. In particular, Northern's presence on the floor.
The lead is down to 4. Williams kicks it back up. Foose Cheatham driving. Nice feed to Radinovich, who misses the slam. Gaines with the hustle, out of bounds. It'll be Ohio State ball, but Velimir Radinovich had an easy one and bounced it off the back rim.
We had more bodies on the floor there than we had standing.
As Kendall D'Artez and Bryant Northern go to the Louisville bench. Talked about 3 of the next 4 being on the road. The next one at UNC Charlotte. And at East Carolina, they go home in between against St. Louis. Hey, East Carolina, a tough place to play, Larry.
Very, very tough.
Saw what happened to Marquette just recently. Little pick and roll, Williams and Darby.
Good help that time by Stone.
Connolly, 12 on the shot clock. Darby,
Bad shot.
kind of slipped as he pulled it back for the shot. And Louisville now with a chance to cut the lead to 2.
Louisville's pressure defense is so much better this half than it was in the first half. And I'm not telling you just about their full court press. Their half court work is awfully good.
Muhammad now running the point for Louisville. Here's Stone. Gaines still has not scored, and he's fouled that time by Brent Darby. That's Ohio State's 3rd team foul. Louisville has 16 fouls, and that's Darby's 3rd personal foul. Brent Darby, the shooting star for the Buckeyes. I would think that you have to keep him in the game. They don't have many options. Depth an issue, but Barthez doing it down low, and Northern from outside for the Cardinals as they make a run at Ohio State. We'll be back. Ruckus this year in the Big Ten.
Well, if you're wondering about the 2 guys that led Louisville back, it's been Kendall D'Artez and Bryant Northern, each with 8 points here in the second half to lead them back.
Reese Gaines still looking to score. Gaines put in a lot of time during the summer. He worked out with NBA player Derek Anderson, who lives in the Louisville, Kentucky area. The 2 of them spent a lot of time working on their respective games, and Reese Gaines said that he learned a lot, if nothing else, in the approach to the game that Derek Anderson took, and really modeled his studying, his basketball studies after him this summer. That time, though, committing a traveling violation. How tough a transition is that, Larry, to go from the 2 to more of a point guard position now for Reese.
Well, you know, if you're a young guy, I think that's a problem. But if you're a senior, I think you can make that adjustment. And I think Reese Gaines, with the experience he's had a little point guard experience in his career at Louisville. It's a position now that they're asking him to play a little bit more, but also because of the number of people they play, he won't be out there all the time.
Right. Here's Darby. Finally inside to Zach Williams. Tried to find Radinovich.
Defense again. Good steal on the inside. That time by Mohammed. Good pickoff.
Chance for Louisville to get within 2. Reese Gaines trying to find it and got it. The three-pointer makes it a one-point contest. That's his first field goal of the afternoon. Bruce Cheatham on the press break. Darby took it at the cup again and won. Stone on the foul.
You know, I got to tell you, that's the second time in a row that Stone has made a bad decision. That time he was kind of caught in between. Well, once again, the defense forces it to the other end, and Reese Gaines finally gets his first basket. And we have just under 11 minutes to play. See, Stone comes out that time and tries to deny Darby the basket, and he fouls him. The last time he had it down there, he had an easy layup.
Stone has 3 personal fouls, but this rule of the court says that when a small guy brings it in on you like that, you got to make him either feel it or block it.
Well, as big as he is, he could almost stand there and just swat it back.
Ohio State with a little half-court trap now.
They've gone to a 1-3-1.
Gaines inside to Stone, had it knocked away. And Marvin Stone now still without a field goal in the ballgame or without a point. 0 for 5 from the field as he takes a seat on Rick Pitino's bench. Came into this contest averaging over 18 points a game to go along with 10 rebounds.
I think the conversation he's having with Marvin Stone right now is you need to handle that break better.
That's a one-way conversation. Scored the three-pointer on the way, no good. Whitehead inside battling, kicks it back out.
Nice move. Nowhere to go in there.
Gaines out front.
Well, he's really struggled with his shot today. He was a little off balance when he released that one. He didn't square up well to the basket. He was kind of listening to the right.
Reese Gaines only had 10 points in that Kentucky victory. Turned it up a notch in the second half of that game. Unable to do that so far here. Radinovich kicks it back out to Bruce Cheatham. Nice pass. And Radinovich, man, if he could ever finish some of those inside, Larry, he'd have at least 6-10 more points made.
Well, the part of it is his strength. He is 7 feet, and he is 230 pounds, but he gets a real shove in the back here, right here on the pass. And a nice one. Bruce Cheatham right there, but you can see the push. You got to be able to take that blow and still get up there and make that basket.
Reese Gaines sitting down meanwhile for the Cardinals, and Radinovich will get 2 at the line, a 74% free throw shooter.
And Mark, already 18 fouls for Louisville. I mean, they're on their way to the double bonus, and we've still got over 10 minutes to play.
Ohio State, meanwhile, with just 4.5.
This is a good free throw shooting team, this Ohio State club. Came into this game shooting 72%.
As Shun Jenkins checks into the ball game for the Buckeyes, Zach Williams, boy, he's been a real workhorse underneath for them. He sits down. The lead back up to 6 for Ohio State. Guys have won 6 straight here at home.
Still that zone defense being employed by Ohio State.
Out of bounds, it'll be Ohio State ball. They'll reset the shot clock.
In this situation with Ohio State not really coming after the basketball, Louisville has a chance to get some good looks at the basket. The problem is they haven't been making those shots except for the last 8 minutes of this second half.
They're 10 games into the season. Ohio State looks very seasoned. Their 3 losses this year with some very good competition. They lost to Alabama, Duke, and Pitt. This is a quality team. Battling underneath, Jenkins with a strong rebound.
Well, that's a good schedule. Jim O'Brien goes out and plays some pretty good clubs. He's got a couple of weak ones on there, too. And I'm going to tell you, you play that kind of competition November, December to get you ready for conference play.
Darby driving. Jenkins lost the handle. And Whitehead has it for Louisville. Here's Northern. Blocking foul called against Radinovich. And Larry, just to finish up on the point about the scheduling that we started a few moments ago, a win today for the Buckeyes against Louisville, who is ranked in the other poll, would look good on them come selection time.
Exactly, but I mean, these are 3 losses for Jim O'Brien's club. And, you know, I respect the fact that coaches go out and play number 1, number 2, and number 3. At the time that they played them, that's what they were ranked.
Northern for 3. He's hot. Somebody throw water on him. He's on fire.
He's got 11 in this half.
Right, Northern, the former walk-on, sparking the Cardinals again like he did against Kentucky a little over a week ago. Lead is down to 3, under 9 minutes to go. Connolly for 3. The answer. Back and forth they go. The former Massachusetts High School Player of the Year. And Rick Pitino didn't like something that he saw that time on that defensive possession. Timeout, Cardinals.
I think what he's upset about is the fact that his defense did not react quickly enough to Connolly on the wing over there. I'm sure in their scouting reports and their tape sessions, they've looked at films and seen exactly where he shoots the ball. He wants his guys to recover and get to those shooters as quickly as possible. And he's letting them know that right now.
In no uncertain terms, Louisville leading Conference USA in several different categories. As we take a look at the Buckeyes' upcoming schedule, a tough one coming up at Michigan State. Then at home against Indiana, that first one against Michigan State on ESPN2, and then Indiana, and then at home against Michigan. The Buckeyes, the defending Big Ten regular season champs and conference champs, tournament champs from a season ago. Nice little run last year. Here's Gaines on the wing.
That's good help by Radenovich.
Boy, Northern feeling it way off the mark that time, though.
You know, sometimes you get mid-zone, you just think you can't miss. Well, you can.
Williams. Finally looking inside. Good feed. Artez blocked it, but there was a foul underneath. Radenovich really starting to make a living at the free throw line.
You know, Mark, oftentimes we talk about the ability to screen. What happened right there, which freed Radenovich underneath, he got a screen right here, which enabled him to get around to the outside and get in there for that easy attempt at the field goal. And it was Darby that made the screen. It allowed him to get over there.
Larry, that was Radenovich's first miss at the free throw line today, now 7 of 8. D'Artez comes out. Miles comes back in for the Cardinals. It was D'Artez and Northern that sparked Louisville to as close as they've gotten right now offensively.
Yeah, 2 big misses.
Still within 6.
Ohio State back to their man-to-man defense. Radenovich out top on Miles. Good help by Radenovich on Gaines.
Really shown Gaines a lot of different looks defensively, and a foul underneath against Radenovich. That is Ohio State's 16th foul.
Rick Pitino's one of the best at teaching the low post position and getting there before the defense does. Look at Miles, number 2. Look at him work his way, trying to get in that position. You can see Radenovich right there holding and keeping him away from that low block. Well, Jim O'Brien fully aware that anytime a guy gets in that sit-down position that low, he's really got the advantage.
Radenovich sits down with 4 personals.
It's always a battle as to who gets that position down low.
Ohio State, Larry, back in his zone.
Now they go to the 2-3 out of the out-of-bounds play.
Northern to drive and kick. And Reese Gaines nails the baseline 3.
Conley came up limping a little bit. I wonder if he turned his ankle over there in the corner trying to block Gaines' shot.
They can't afford to lose him. Already wearing a brace on that right ankle. Darby on the wing. Bruce Cheatham out top.
Good stagger screen. Good stagger screen on the baseline, but Louisville came over the top.
10 on the shot clock. Bruce Cheatham drives. Boy, got in trouble, got hung up. And here comes Gaines. Gaines for 3. That game was halfway down and out. And Ellis Miles hustling to call the Louisville timeout.
it's legal, but I hate that play.
I'm with you on that, Larry.
I absolutely hate it.
That's like falling off the edge of a cliff and then saying, hold on, stop, I need a timeout.
But under the college rules, it's allowed.
Under 7 minutes to go, Louisville has cut the lead to within 3. One more look at Miles, able to call the timeout.
Well, Gaines with a tough break right there. Look at him turning around and screaming for timeout, and he got it. It's legit.
Mentioned it earlier, the Louisville Cardinals, a seasoned group. They've certainly worked hard in the last couple of weeks. Since December the 17th, they've been having two-a-days, and Rick Pitino giving individual and team instruction to several of his players.
You know, I was watching Reese Gaines right there on that particular play. He looked like he had a bobblehead doll on for his hand. I mean, he was looking all around at everybody.
We're here at the Schottenstein Center in Columbus, Ohio. Mark Jones along with Larry Conley. Northern with the pull-up. Tipped up, and out it comes to O'Bannon. Out of bounds, it'll be Ohio State ball. Great hustle by Shun Jenkins. Got on the floor, and the Buckeyes rewarded with possession. Rick Pitino trying to guide his team through the landmine.
Can I ask you one more question?
Shoot.
I've been following you guys for a while, and I know the business is really cutthroat.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of NCAA basketball, brought to you by Budweiser, delivering beer at its best with a crisp, clean, and refreshing taste known only to the king of beers.
Things a little bit calm and cold outside. That wasn't the scene last night here as they reveled in victory over the football championship game as they're defeating Miami. And Larry and I were safely tucked away, folks, in our hotel, just in case you're concerned.
Me here, you not here.
Got stuck. Take a look at our Star Watch and revisit our opening storyline. Marvin Stone of Louisville. Well, I guess you could say he is stone cold. He has not scored so far in the ball game. No field goals.
Tell you what, they've been able to shut down Brent Darby, Louisville's defense has in the second half.
Pretty quiet. He came off the flare. Couldn't get open. Brian Northern sticking to him like glue and forcing the travel. One more look at that aforementioned Star Watch. Talked about Stone having troubles today. Darby, meanwhile, with a nice first half, slowed down somewhat here in the second half, but still 19 points. He's had 40 career double-figure scoring games here at Ohio State. Whitehead with the ball.
Oh, good move by Gaines.
Kicked it out.
Great pass.
Eric Brown knocks it down.
Reese Gaines with good penetration that time. He drove Darby deep into that lane and kicked it out for Eric Brown on the wing. Nicely done. Cardinals are back.
Unbelievable, Larry Conley. Tied at 46. They were down 32-18 at halftime.
Ohio State needs a momentum basket right here. They need something positive to happen for them.
Conley got the nice roll.
That was nothing but a gutty basket. He was battling all the way from the wing down to the block to get to the hoop.
Darby guarding Gaines. Contact underneath and a foul is going to be called against Shun Jenkins. That is Ohio State's 17th foul. Louisville already in the penalty with 9.
Go back and take a look at the battle down inside. You can see Connolly right there coming off of the wing. You can see his ankle is really bothering him. He didn't want to come out of this game, though. He wants to play. I understand that. Coming into this game, Connolly was averaging 38 minutes a game. Darby, 37 minutes. These are the two guys they really depend on to play most of their minutes during the year.
Wind them up and let them go, and that might present a bit of a dilemma for Coach Jim O'Brien as the season progresses, but as they get healthier, that problem should fade a little bit. Miles with a chance to tie. Does just that. Miles has been a rock today for Louisville. He has 12 points. 4 or 5 from the field.
Eric Brown has a responsibility for Darby now.
Connolly out top.
Better matchup, I think, for Louisville with Gaines out on Connolly.
Jernigan. 15 on the shot clock. Darby. Connolly inside. And a traveling violation against Zach Williams. And now with possession, Louisville, an opportunity to take the lead. They were down by 14 at the break. Now a chance to break through.
Louisville with 18 points on the turnovers.
Scored as many points in the first half. Gaines turned it over. And Williams is fouled. And you could tell the words coming from Ellis Miles telling Reese Gaines, shoot the ball, shoot the ball.
Yeah, Gaines was looking for somebody to pass to because he got in trouble when he went down deep into that paint area.
Folks, later tonight, high school basketball on ESPN2. LeBron James, St. Vincent, St. Mary's team taking on G.J. Strawberry in Mater Dei from Santa Ana, California. G.J. Strawberry, the son of Darryl, part of the Pangos Dream Classic from Pauley Pavilion. Zach Williams, meanwhile, going to the line. Well, it's a high arcing free throw, isn't it, Larry?
Yeah, and he has really been one of those guys that you hate to see go to the free throw line for Ohio State. Not been very proficient there.
Williams out of Brooklyn, New York, averaging a little over 11 per game, gets 1 of 2. Cardinals with a chance to take the lead. Folks, if you're just joining us, Bryant Northern and Kendall D'Artez turned this thing around for Louisville in the early part of the second half. A jump ball, possession Louisville.
Pretty good defensive work by Ohio State that time. They really concentrated on Reese Gaines. Watch this. You'll see them surrounding. They've actually got 3 guys in the neighborhood right there. And pretty good defensive work down on the inside as Gaines is trying to get around them.
Boy, Darby right up in Gaines, and Gaines shoots the air ball.
Gaines is pressing a little right now.
Got to write him out, though, you'd think.
Well, he's been the guy that's controlling the basketball, and that's what Rick Pitino wants. What he's trying to do is find guys like Eric Brown and Brian Northern, who's been shooting. They're shooting so well.
They got a 2-on-1 here. Zach Williams with a soft touch off glass. That's how you break pressure, Larry.
Well, you get 2-on-1, take advantage of it. That time Ohio State did.
And Louisville calls a timeout. The Buckeyes have regained the lead up 3 with 4:25 to go. A poised play that time by Zach Williams, and showing nice ability to put the ball on the floor, too.
And usually when we talk about Zach Williams, we talk about a player who plays better with his back to the basket. That time in the break, he's bringing the ball down the floor and facing up. It's a pretty good look. If you've got 2-on-1, you got a pressure situation. You've got the advantage. Pretty nice move to avoid the charge, the player control, and an easy basket off the glass.
Went right over the top of Miles, who has 4 personal fouls.
Interested to see what Jim O'Brien does with his defense on this possession when they come out of the huddles.
Had an interesting conversation with one of his former assistants, Eddie Jordan, now with the New Jersey Nets on their staff. He who coached with Jim O'Brien back at Boston College said that Jim's MO is that he is great at milking a star player like a Dana Barris back in the day, like a Brent Darby now, running plays for them and getting the most out of their abilities.
And also like a guy like Brian Brown last year, who did the same thing to him.
There's Northern out top for the Cardinals. Both teams in the bonus.
Northern almost lost that ball.
The baseline wide open. Whitehead drills the 3.
Nice pass by Northern. What's happening now, Louisville is beginning to penetrate into the paint area. They're getting him down into that free throw lane area and kicking out passes to wide open shooters, and they're making their shots.
It's a tie game at 51.
Well, Eric Brown is really shadowing Darby up front. Good switch by Whitehead.
Connolly goes inside to Williams. Cross court, Jernigan off the mark, and Louisville ball. Not sure that Jernigan is a guy you want open, but unfortunately for coaches like Coach Jim O'Brien, sometimes it's the guys that don't shoot particularly well that find themselves open. Bryant Northern, meanwhile, kicking it out to Luke Whitehead, who drains it. The Cardinals have fought back.
Walked off, holding his shoulder. He is yet to return to the game. We'll keep you up to date on that throughout the game. It's 44-17 at the half, guys.
It looked like he got his arm cut up in the rim, Larry.
Mark, that would be a severe loss for Kansas because they're a very fragile basketball team. They've got a great starting five. Talent level beyond that fifth player really drops off, and they can ill afford to lose one of those starters.
They took a hit early in the year in the NIT and then kind of bounced back since that time. Tied at 51 here. Plenty of basketball to go with 3:22 left on the clock. Here's Gaines.
Zone defense by Ohio State. Really trying to recover quickly.
Brown drives it in. Got his own rebound and is fouled by Darby. Good hustle by Eric Brown, the 6'5" senior out of Lexington, Kentucky.
Ohio State foul.
Three-year starter who fell into the coach's doghouse. Wasn't doing what he's supposed to do.
But once again, look at what happens. They get deep into the paint area. That's where they're killing Ohio State right now. Those red jerseys, those guys on the perimeter are getting into the paint area and either getting a shot or kicking it out for open shots on the wings. Ohio State not doing a very good job of keeping them out of there. Louisville gets the lead for the first time since the first minute.
And they haven't led since scoring the first bucket, 2-0. Darby, meanwhile, with his fourth personal foul. But I think Coach O'Brien doesn't have any choice. Got to leave him in there. Milk him and ride him out. Brown back in the coach's good book and good favor. Makes both, giving Louisville a 2-point lead. Bruce Cheatham bringing it up court. We're here at the Schottenstein Center. Columbus, Ohio. Louisville taking on Ohio State. Louisville fighting back here in the second half. I'm Mark Jones along with Larry Connolly courtside. Don't forget, coming up next, number 16, Missouri, taking on Iowa. Connolly off the run. Tough shot. Radinovich got it to fall on the putback.
Well, that time he was able to get his own offensive rebound and get up. Not draw the foul, but at least get the game time.
Radinovich with 11 points.
Good job by Radinovich helping on Northern and retreating back quickly enough to get to Miles. Look at Gaines. Again, penetration into the lane.
That time he didn't make the mistake of trying to pass it, Larry, and he'll go to the line for two. You saw on an earlier exchange, Ellis Miles, one of his teammates, yelled at him, hey, shoot the ball when you get in there.
The success of this Louisville offense in the second half, I think, is directly related to their ability to get with the basketball on the dribble penetration into that lane. That time, once again, Gaines drawing the foul.
Took the contact, makes the first of two. You know, Reese Gaines has gone from a 188-pound freshman to a 215-pound senior. 4.6% body fat. Speaking with Wally Brown, the strength coach, says that Reese is bench pressing some 315 pounds now. This is the second in Louisville now with a 1-point lead. Northern really gets into you defensively. Bruce Cheatham out top. Darby on the pull-up. And Brown comes in with the rebound. Brown's been a live body here in the second half.
Gaines very active with that ball. Look how quick he is. Into the lane again.
Got there and got chopped by Connolly. Back to the line is Reese Gaines, who made 1 of 2 last time.
Ohio State foul. 3, Sean Connolly.
Well, Gaines has been a different player this second 20 minutes than he was in the first 20. Look at that turn and go straight into the basket. Nicely done. I think he knows he's got a quickness advantage over Connolly when he's guarding him. He took full advantage of it going down inside.
Gaines coming in, averaging over 18 points per contest. Amazing, Larry, that Louisville would be up 2 with 1:44 to go, and to be able to say that Marvin Stone hasn't scored yet. Gaines makes the second.
They tell you about the talent of this club.
Here comes the press once again. Ohio State calling a timeout, and you get the feeling they are not wilting, but at least tiring just a bit. Let's go back to the studio and Brian Kenny. Sloppily, offensively by both teams, but second half, bit of a different story, especially for Louisville.
Really credit Louisville's defense. I think they've done an outstanding job of keeping Ohio State off of the backboard and not allowing them to get good shots, and offensively getting deep into the paint area.
Connolly posting up, and he has it knocked away. Well, they tried to post up Connolly on a taller Reese Gaines.
Maybe Louisville's starting to start milking that clock a little bit. Look at Gaines. Player in charge. Yeah. Gaines out of control that time.
You could tell, Larry, once he got to the free throw line, he was going to take it all the way.
Watch again. A little out of control right here. Radinovich with a nice position to draw that player-controlled foul.
Radinovich with a pretty nice line himself. 11 points, 9 rebounds. Reese Gaines picking it up in the second half, but still just 2 of 10 from the field. 9 points in all. Out of bounds, and it'll be Ohio State ball.
Nice hustle by Miles right there, trying to come up with the ball. Just stepped on the end line, or the sideline, trying to come up with it.
Connolly to inbound from the midcourt line.
Mark, this is a big possession right here for Ohio State. They haven't had anything go well for them offensively for several minutes. They need a basket.
Darby's been quiet. Here he comes off the screen.
Northern's got Darby. Good pass.
Radinovich with the jump hook. Whistle, and a foul underneath. It's going to be on Marvin Stone, and that's his 5th. He's done. Marvin Stone fouling out. 0 for 5 from the field. No attempts from the free throw line, and 7 rebounds.
How about that?
In his 4th game as a Louisville Cardinal. Not the way that he would have drawn it up here on the road against Ohio State.
I think you would have asked Rick Pitino, your star center is not going to have any points with less than a minute to play. What do you think your chances would be?
You wouldn't have thought they'd be in this position. Stone, the transfer from Kentucky, proved his conditioning. Really a changed man, a changed person. Tino instilling a lot of confidence in him, but right now, on the bench, Radinovich going to the strike for 2.
Both clubs in the double bonus. Radinovich will have a chance for 2 here, and Ohio State down by 3.
Radinovich, a 75% free throw shooter. Made his first 7 straight in the ball game before missing. Now 12 points on 8 of 10 from the line. The lead is down to 1. Ohio State in position to do something special here.
Crowd rises as one, trying to get their club to play a good defensive effort here on this possession.
Gaines out top, 20 on the shot clock. Nice feed on the baseline. Whitehead is fouled underneath. Boy, they ran some good offense that time, Larry.
Well, what they did is put the ball in the hands of Reese Gaines and let him control it. He did out front. Not a lot of pressure from Ohio State. Darby didn't come out and come after him. And when he got the ball, once again, he took it deep into that paint area and made a nice pass off.
Meanwhile, coming up next, Missouri in Iowa. Iowa up 4-2. That game just underway. Don't forget, that game immediately following ours here from Columbus. Louisville up a point. Whitehead will get 2 at the line. Luke Whitehead, one of the guys that had to take a seat when Marvin Stone became eligible to play, but says a lot about this Louisville team, Larry, that so many players see minutes and you don't have the rumblings and infighting among players for time.
Well, under Rick Pitino, if you give the effort, you come out and you go through those 2-a-days that are so grueling for this Louisville Cardinal team, you perform, you'll get a chance to play.
Meanwhile, Radinovich fouling out on that last sequence with 13 points and 9 rebounds. So length now becoming an issue for Ohio State. They're already missing Terrence Dials, as we mentioned earlier, because of a stress fracture in his back. Whitehead at the line. The first one is true.
He doesn't miss very often either. 85% coming into the game.
As a team, Louisville shooting 77% from the strike. Coming up next, number 16, Missouri, taking on Iowa.
Oh, he missed one.
Rebound, Foose Cheatham, the smallest man on the floor.
Question for Ohio State. Do you go for the tie or do you go for the win?
Game clock 16 seconds to go. Darby.
Spread offense for Ohio State. They're going to let Darby operate one-on-one. 1-4. They flatten down on the baseline.
Northern trying to stick him. Darby. And they're going to call a foul. Reminiscent of last night and a certain pass interference call in the football game. A foul here.
Look at Darby. They flattened out on the baseline with all 4 guys down underneath, and you can see the foul as Darby driving underneath. Got by Northern, and they tried to give some help to him. And Darby very tough to stop when he gets it by himself out there.
He'll have an opportunity to tie the game. He shoots 80% from the line today, Larry. He is 7 of 9. Brent Darby, Taekwon Dean.
Yeah, Taekwon Dean is back in.
He's checked in. Although he hasn't made a field goal today, and he shot 2 air balls. Darby got to make 2 to tie.
A lot of iron. It bounced back and forth. I think Jim O'Brien's going to take another timeout if he makes this free throw. It'll give them a chance to set up their defense.
Darby for the tie. And we are knotted at 57. And yeah, they do call a timeout.
It looks like Jernigan is going to guard the guy out of bounds. Let's see if Gaines gets the ball. He's got it. He's got to bring it.
They set up a trap for him. He gives it up to Whitehead. He got it off in time. And we are going to overtime. Rick Pitino yelling at Gaines perhaps to have passed the ball earlier, Larry.
Yeah. You know, he delayed a couple of seconds down there, and it really hurt them. They didn't have a good chance to do what they wanted to do. But Whitehead had a great look at the basket.
They lost some valuable time in the backcourt.
Now, he took a 3 right here, and you got to understand this guy's 4 of 6 from 3-point range coming into this game, so he's very capable from out there.
Well, just when you thought you'd had enough heart-stopping action out of Ohio State team.
An overtime game in a row for us today.
About that.
Dayton and Marquette gave us a little extra play, too. Oh, they lined up on the wrong side.
Going the same way, fellas. For Ohio State, it's Jenkins, Darby, Foose Cheatham, Connolly, and Williams. For Louisville, Northern, Miles, Whitehead, Brown, and Gaines. Here's Gaines. Here's Gaines just 2 of 10 from the field in the game.
Miles asking for the ball underneath.
Whitehead missing his 2nd consecutive shot. Had an opportunity to win it in regulation a few moments ago.
Almost in the very same spot.
And it's Ohio State ball.
Cardinals back with that pressure again. Darby needs to get out of that corner.
Larry Radinovich has fouled out for Ohio State. So they lose a little more length inside, and he was a good contributor today with 12 points.
Yeah, the 2 big guys, he and Stone, are gone.
Interesting to see what, if anything, they get on the interior. Darby double teamed off the screen. They go inside to Jenkins. Connolly has it stripped. Cardinals have a 3-on-2. Brown.
Nice job that time, Ohio State, keeping Brown out of the middle.
Miles out top. Whitehead posting up. He's open for a while there. Shot clock. Here's Gaines.
Good help by Jenkins that time, forcing Gaines out.
And Foose Cheatham is going to get whistled for the hand check. Both teams are shooting.
Mark, what we've got is a lot of 2-man game going on right now. You see the guys coming out top setting screens for Northern and Gaines, and the defense has to react. You've got to give a little bit of help. You can see right there, Foose Cheatham with a little push on Gaines just before he went up with a shot.
Reese Gaines, 3 of 4 from the stripe today.
Rare miss for Gaines.
Yeah, he's an 82% free throw shooter. Louisville is up by 1. Darby in the backcourt.
Cheatham has really taken a lot of pressure off of Darby, bringing that ball up. He's helped him a lot here this afternoon.
Darby coming off a couple of baseline screens, got caught up. Brian Northern is really putting a body on him. Darby fouled by Whitehead. But Larry, there's a lot of contact between Brian Northern and Darby, both guys who are well put together.
I'm not sure I understand the foul by Whitehead that time. I mean, look how far out Darby is right here. He's not really in any position to get any kind of shot off. He grabbed him on the arm.
Darby the line for two. Oh, he shoots 80% from the line, but missed that one. Chance to tie now. You talk about playing overtime and working overtime. Darby came into this game averaging over 37 minutes per contest, and he's gone over that today easily.
He's played every minute today. He has not been out of this basketball game.
My seniors don't want to sit down. No. Tied at 58.
Well, he and Connolly both have played every minute of this game.
Haynes. Northern, who provided a spark earlier, does it again in overtime here.
Big deuce right there.
That guy is the star of the game, in my opinion, for Louisville today. Brian Northern bringing it back in the second half.
Darby trying to run his club again.
Williams down low. Jack with a nice milkshake move. Tipped up no good, and a rebound. Foul against Miles. And that's his 5th personal foul. He's done.
Well, Zach Williams really trying to get that ball up and in as quickly as he can. Miles pulled on him. Louisville with a substitution here. They're going to have to come back with D'Artez, who's had a pretty good second half.
Yeah, it was him and Northern that got Louisville back into the ball game. Don't forget, coming up next, folks, Missouri taking on Iowa in Iowa City. Miles fouling out with 12 points and 4 rebounds.
30 seconds to replace the guy who fouls out, so the coaches gather their players around until that clock goes off and the horn sounds. Let's go back and take a look at the foul by Ellis Miles, number 2 on your screen right there. You can see the battle right there. I'm not sure I saw where Miles, he must have grabbed him by his shirt. I think that's where it happened.
Yeah, he had a handful of Zach's jersey. Jenkins approving of the call.
Why not?
So Miles on the bench. Marvin Stone on the bench. He too is fouled out. Ohio State with an opportunity to tie.
Four of 8 today for Zach Williams from the free throw line. Make that 4 of 9 now.
You see the despair on Radinovic's face. Ohio State's gone to the line a ton. Down by 1.
Who's Cheatham out top? He's going to have the responsibility for guarding Gaines. Gaines would love to get into that paint area again.
Forces one up and got it.
Oh, what a tough shot.
It's not a force when you're a star player like that. Reese Gaines with his 3rd field goal.
That's a big-time play right there.
Now working hard on defense is Reese Gaines. Darby on the wing. We approach 2 minutes to go here in overtime.
Eric Brown doing a nice job of keeping Darby away from the middle.
What a comeback by Louisville. They trailed 32-18 at halftime.
Darby got the jump on him.
Inside and a miss by Jenkins. Had an easy one and blew it. Whitehead with the rebound for Louisville. That one stings. Under 2 minutes to go now. Buckeyes down 3. Louisville with the ball. And Reese Gaines is feeling good. Pass. Whitehead on the finish.
What a great pass by Gaines.
And the Cardinals go at 5.
Dribble penetration and the good kick pass underneath.
See if Ohio State can withstand that body blow by Louisville. Connolly. And Gaines comes up with a defensive gem. And a foul against Ohio State. Reese Gaines dropping down and help defense to make the steal.
You know, as much as we talked about Brian Northern's second half, Reese Gaines has been the guy in the overtime that's really carried it. tell you what, you always look to your seniors to provide leadership, and Reese Gaines did it right here with a nice defensive play. Look at this steal. Throws it right back to Whitehead, and the Louisville's got it, and he gets fouled. Look at that pass by Gaines. The play before that, he made a tough shot inside against a very good defensive play by Foose Cheatham.
It was Reese Gaines that said, you know what, I'll sacrifice my scoring to run the point this year. And the point by committee that they had been forced to pretty much employ before Gaines got the job, and said, I'd rather go to the NCAA tournament with lesser stats than go to the NIT with great stats. That's the voice of a senior leader. Sean Jenkins, meanwhile, fouling out for the Buckeyes.
Here's that tough shot I was talking about earlier. Watch right here. Reese Gaines going in. Foose Cheatham did everything he could to stay with him. He was even off balance, kind of pulled it back behind his right ear. A little jackknife move with his legs, and it still goes in.
Somewhere in the crowd is father Clyde Gaines, a former basketball star at University of Wisconsin-Madison. In the crowd, happily watching his son Reese. Whitehead missing the first. It's Whitehead that had a chance to win it in regulation, missing the three, but makes that free throw. He's now 4 of 6 from the line. Don't forget, coming up next, Missouri up 3 against Iowa.
Ohio State's down 6. They need a couple of threes here.
Darby with the ball, looking for the screen. Goes for the 2. And it's a block against D'Arthez. He stops the clock with 1:14 to go. A chance to get within 4.
Well, you've got a minute and 14 seconds to play, so Ohio State decides they're going to go for the deuce instead of the 3. Darby with a good spin move. I'll tell you what, D'Arthez was in pretty good position to draw that player control foul.
Tough call to make, especially so close to the cup. Darby cashes in on the first. 11 of 14 today from the stripe. You look for a little pressure from Ohio State here, Larry?
Oh, they've got to. They've got to come back immediately. Right now, they need pressure. Pressure on the ball. Darby trying to stay with Northern. Northern very, very quick up and down the floor with the ball.
Got it over. There's Whitehead.
Good trap on Gaines.
Whitehead takes it up. Shot an air ball.
Bad shot.
He looked to get bailed out by the official. You're not going to get that call in overtime, especially. Darby for 3. Connolly for 3. They had 2 cracks and couldn't get any.
Their 2 best three-point shooters just missed from point-blank range.
Hey, Jim O'Brien couldn't have asked for 2 better opportunities.
Now, if you're going to shoot threes, those are the 2 guys for Ohio State you want launching them.
Connolly shoots,
and they both had good looks.
Connolly shoots 43% from behind the 3-point line, and Darby shoots 44% on threes.
Not sure about this choice of shots right here. Not a good one up there by Luke Whitehead.
Gaines, meanwhile, has 13 in the ball game, and one more look at 2 golden opportunities.
Darby with a good look right there. Good retrieval of the ball and a good pass out to Connolly, and he misses.
How much of that you figure is fatigue?
That could be fatigue. Absolutely. I mean, these 2 guys have played every minute today. I mean, there wasn't a single second they sat on the side.
They trail 32 to 18. I'm Mark Jones along with Larry Connolly. Coming up next, number 16 Missouri taking on Iowa. That one a close game out of the gate. Right here at 67-61, the foul is on Gaines. Beginning a stretch where they will play 3 of the next 4 on the road. Jernigan, meanwhile, at the line with 37.3 to go. Trailed by 6.
Ohio State substitution, 24, Sean Smith.
And we've talked a great deal about the 2 guys that have played all afternoon. Darby now is heading out of the game temporarily. This will be his first seconds out of this game. Played 44-plus minutes today.
Northern on the inbounds pass.
Oh, that was, yeah, that's a foul situation right there. You stick Sean Smith in there to commit the foul. He's the designated.
Coming in the second half to spark Louisville. They seem dead in the water, both he and Kendall D'Arthez at the beginning portion of the second half.
Well, this is a guy you love to have coming off your bench. He hasn't missed a free throw this year.
Northern with the second of 2 on the way. Seven-point lead for Louisville, looking to improve to 8-1 on the season. Darby inside to Jernigan with the layup. They call a quick timeout. Quinn Snyder's crew starting to increase their lead a little bit. That game
was trying to find the guy that's really carried the load for this team, and I'm talking about on both ends.
Louisville on the verge of improving to 8-1 on the season.
And I think it points up what you said earlier about Ohio State being a little weary. And they've had guys out there playing a lot of minutes today, and they're not very deep.
Missing especially Terrence Dials today, the 6'9 sophomore. One of the rare big bodies they have. Bruce Cheatham's pass picked off out of bounds, though. Bryant Northern hustling right to the final second. Louisville up 6. Their lone loss this season was at the hands of Purdue. Conway. For 3, comes up short.
And I think that one's going to do it. It says a lot for Rick Pitino and what his club is doing this year.
Yeah, this is no easy place to win. Going back to 1998, Ohio State is 7-0 against ranked opponents. Louisville ranked in the AP poll. Kendall Dartez taking a seat. And Louisville had never won here. You know, we were talking about it too, Larry. For as many people as showed up today, the crowd a little bit subdued, especially in the second half.
Yeah, only a couple of times did they get into the game. Louisville kind of took them out of it in this second half. Good steal by Northern. Courtesy of Bryant Northern. Out of bounds. It'll be Louisville ball. Well, it's a good win for the Cardinals. They'll advance to 8-1 and start conference play next week. Winners of 7 consecutive games, and good way to get off on the next stretch, which has them play 3 of the next 4 on the road. Rick Pitino's crew comes back in the second half.